Have you ever told AI, remember this rule? 10 minutes later, it behaves as if that rule never existed. It is not always being careless. There is an invisible working surface called the context window. Think of a conversation as a desk. Papers on the desk can be read, pushed off the desk, or outside the current view. The window contains more than your last message. It may include system instructions, chat history, pasted text. It is usually counted in tokens, not neat human words. A word, a punctuation piece, or part of a word can all spend token budget. That is why a few pages of code, logs, or tables can fill the desk much faster than you expect. The core mechanism is simple. When the model predicts the next piece of text, it can only use what is inside the current window. If an old rule has been cut out, the model cannot magically read it unless another memory or file brings it back. On screen, the budget looks like this. Old context, new request, tool results, and planned answer all have to fit inside one limited window. So when you say, remember this forever, the context window alone does not make that promise true. Some products add long-term memory, but that is a separate retrieval system that stores facts outside the model's immediate window. If that memory is not retrieved into the current prompt, the model still behaves as if it can only see the window. There is a second trap. Even when information is still inside the window, the model may not use every line equally. Long context is like a very long meeting transcript. A detail buried in the middle can be missed when a new task appears near the end. This is an attention allocation problem in long context. The model is not blind, but it can underweight quiet details. For example, early on you say, store every file by date. 20 requests later you say, just save it somewhere. The model may overfollow the recent sentence, unless the hard rule is written in a checklist or repeated near the task. The third trap is compression. When a chat gets too long, some systems summarize older messages. A summary can preserve the main story, but it may lose exact details like a voice ID, a file naming rule, or a small exception. So AI forgets for 4 common reasons. Text left the window, memory was not retrieved, summarization lost details, or the detail was buried. How do you reduce this? First, put hard rules in files, checklists, and tables, not only in casual chat. Second, ask the model to read those files before doing the task. Puts the rules back into the window. Third, place critical requirements near the start and near the end of a request, where they are easier to notice. Fourth, split long work into checkpoints. Prove the outline, then the script, then the render, instead of mixing everything. Fifth, make numbers and exceptions explicit. Volume target, file name rule, left progress rail, selected voice. For builders, the tools are external memory, retrieval, summarization policy, context management. For everyday users, the practical rule is this. Do not just ask AI to remember. Give it something it can reread. A larger context window gives the model a bigger desk, but a bigger desk is still not an infinite archive. A stable AI workflow does not rely on perfect memory. It's important knowledge in places that can be checked. Next time AI forgets an earlier message, ask a sharper question. Is that message still inside the window?